Good morning, great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning. My gosh, it's true if you believe it to be true. See, that's where the key component is, right? You've got to believe. It is done unto you as you believe. See, talking about perception here. Remember, you have six higher mental faculties: imagination, perception, reason, will, memory, intuition. See, your reality has nothing to do with the facts. It has nothing to do with what's going on. It has to do with the meanings that you give those facts. See, those meanings, they tie to belief. And the best part is that you, me, all of us have been given this magnificent power to give meaning to everything that's fundamentally meaningless. I'm so grateful for that beautiful jewel. Everything is fundamentally meaningless. Write that in your notes again. Everything is fundamentally meaningless. Everything just is. It's like William Shakespeare shares. Nothing is good or bad. It's our thinking that makes it so. And that little gem right there, oh my God. When you grab onto that, when you start thinking that way, oh, that's when you're in great control of your inner world. Remember, your inner world is what translates into your outer world. Your outer world is a reflection of what happens in your inner world. Oh my gosh, that's where it's at. Your inner world's a world of thought. So gain control of that inner world and you'll gain control of your life. Now, with this being said, here we are in these wonderful calls and master your mind, and you should have a goal card, something magnificent that you've written an idea down on. And in terms of this goal card, I remember what Bob Proctor would frequently say, if you write it on a goal card, it must happen. Now, keep in mind, though, when he said that, he was basing it on the assumption that you were going to be loyal to what was written on the goal card. And that right there is another beautiful gem for you, too, as well. You've got to be loyal to this unseen reality. You got to think this truth regardless of the appearances. And again, with regards to the goal cards, these are why these are so amazing. It's because they serve as a beautiful reminder for you about how you would love things to be. So make sure you have one. If you don't have one, then reach out and we'll share with you how to get one. All right. So in addition to that, we've been studying the Master Key System by Charles Haanel. And hasn't this been wonderful? Oh my gosh, we're going to be diving even deeper into it today. With that being said, I'm also going to recommend that you get the subconscious code if you don't have it. It's a beautiful companion that you can use to help you to understand. Oh, I just dropped something. Crazy awesome stick person. Okay. This will help you to understand this, which is really super cool and amazing. All right. So now from here, let's go ahead and dive into where we are. Now, I will say something else too as a reminder for you. And that reminder is that knowledge is not power. The information that's in here, the knowledge that's in here is mere static information. It's passive. It doesn't have any power in itself. See, the only way that it has power or that it will have power in your life is if you use it. You've got to use it. What's the name of the game? It's application, baby. You got to use it. So through the practice, through the application of it, that's when you'll be able to make the shift. All right. So you ready? Let's dive into this, shall we? Let's go into this wonderful world of the mind. Now, here we're on page 108, and something that he talks about here is what originates life. It was in this previous section here with regards to your mind, actually, what's in your mind. Remember, he points out how your mind is static and how thought is the movement. Think of your blood, the blood in your body. If the blood does not flow in your body, you're dead. Okay. So, with that being said, it's the same thing with regards to this information. And here he talks about the infinite life that flows. And he points out how this infinite life flows through you, is you. Its doorways are but the faculties which compromise your consciousness. To keep open these doors is the secret of power. Is not worthwhile. Is it not worthwhile to make the effort? Now, what's interesting about this is as he's talking about this, he's not saying it directly, but if you dive deep into what he's recommending that you have, you'll see that it's an open mind that he's talking about. Remember, open mindedness is essential to shift your belief. How are your beliefs shaped? Through evaluation. See, the only way you can shift your belief is with an open mind and re-evaluating things that you see, the information that you have, getting new information. And why is that important? Well, because it is done unto you as you believe. Write that in your notes underneath this section. It is done unto me as I believe. If you want this, whatever this is, to become a material fact, you got to believe. And again, as I shared with you just moments ago, the only way that your belief shifts is through reevaluation. It's through the practice of going through things. It's not by knowledge. Remember, knowledge is not power, and what you know really doesn't mean jack shit. What matters is what you do. When you do more of what you know, you understand. What you should be seeking is understanding. You should be seeking wisdom. That's where it's at. So again, let's think about this. This infinite life flows through you, is you. Why? Because it's the essence of who you are. You're a magnificent creative being. Say that. I am a magnificent creative being. Its doorways are but the faculties which comprise of your consciousness. Oh my goodness, imagination, perception, reason, will, memory, intuition. To keep open these doors is the secret of power. Which then leads me to one of my favorite statements from Robert Collier. The secret of all power, all success, all riches is in first thinking powerful thoughts, successful thoughts, thoughts of wealth, of supply. We must build them in our own mind first. You must build it in your own mind first. Now let's go further. The great fact is that the source of all life and all power is from within. Underline that. Put a big, beautiful box around that one specific sentence. As within, so without. Your outer world is a reflection of what's happening in your inner world. Change what's happening in your inner world. You'll change what's happening in your outer world. And a beautiful way to demonstrate this practically is simply by looking around you in the room that you're in right now at the things that have been made. Remember, those are results, those are outcomes. The camera on the device you're watching me, that's capturing your image. The screen that's on the device you're watching me from. The speakers in that device. The paint on your wall. Ceiling fan if you have one, the clothes you wear, all of it was in someone's mind in the form of an image before it became the material thing. See, as within, so without. Thought externalizes itself. You become what you think about most of the time. Persons, circumstances, and events may suggest need and opportunities, but the insight, strength, and power to answer these needs will be found within. You've got to go inside to find the answers. You will not find your answers outside. And you know what's interesting? You already have all the answers. You're just unaware that they're there. You know, this reminds me of something that Bob Proctor would share, which led me to this information and using it. And he would talk about awareness. And a lot of people talk about how, it's all about being at the right place at the right time. But is that completely true? And you know what he points out? He points out how, well, there's something missing. And what's missing is the awareness that you're at the right place at the right time. You want to hear something interesting about you here right now with what's going on in your life? You're at the right place and at the right time for a lot of things that are magnificent. It's not a matter of whether or not that's the case. The issue is whether or not you're aware of it. Think about that. It's about whether or not your awareness that determines what you see. Right now, oh my gosh, there's so much opportunity around you right now. There's massive changes happening everywhere, and that's a key component. Because with massive change comes massive opportunity. Why? Because there's going to be a need to adjust to the change. And remember, the law of compensation is directly proportionate to number one, the need for what you do, number two, your ability to fill that need, and number three, how difficult it would be to replace you. That's cause and effect, by the way. With that being said, it's all tied into providing service.